¿Qué tal, amigos? This is LatiNation Football Club. I am your host, Marcelino Ortiz, and I am here with my trusted collaborators, Nik Z, El Brujo, Alex Crespo, and today, my friends, we have a banger of a show. We always have bangers, but today is a special banger with capital B, my friends, because we have MLS is back. We have Liga MX, champions, the prep for National Women's Soccer League, so much football, my friends. But before we move forward, I want to share with you something that happened at the end of last episode. After the cameras stopped rolling, please check this out.
Apuesta la barba, papá, la barba.
Miami va a ganar y Chivas se va a afeitar la barba.
We're getting that on camera. This is happening right now, my friends.
If LAFC win, which they won't, I'll shave my beard.
Oh,
Maybe I'll leave, do I leave the goatee?
No, te dejas el bigote nada más, güey. Te dejas el bigote nada más.
Yo esto, me rapo hasta acá. Ya apuesta, papá. Vamos a LAFC, dale.
There you have it, my friends. The bet was made, and it's time to face the music because today we have to announce that LAFC defeated Miami 3-0. Ay.
Did someone say Miami?
¡El Chiva Mayor!
Ay, ay, ay.
¡Chiva!
Ay, ay, mi hermano, vengo más contento que
¿Verdad? You happy
Save
today?
the battery for that thing.
Yes,
Don't let it run
I
out.
actually
We don't
turned
need
it off
any
because-
excuses, you know?
This is gonna happen, my friends. This is happening, but you have to wait. Don't miss the end of the show because Crespo will be doing the honorable thing and shaving off that beard. But let's start with the games, my friend. MLS is back. We saw the quality of the game on the first match day, and it was off the roof. Let's start with a game that I think it was surprising to everyone. San Diego defeating with a tremendous 5-0 performance, and we see that San Diego is coming strong this season. Chiva, what are you?
I mean, the statement from San Diego, kicking out Chucky Lozano, their number one player, their DP, and now coming into the new season and doing a 5-0 performance is like a statement and saying, you know what, you can be the best in the world, you can be the biggest name, but if you don't put everything you have with the team and you don't respect your coach, then you're not gonna be playing. And San Diego is doing an amazing job. First game, 5 goals, they're looking pretty good.
You said it last season that San Diego was one of the most dangerous teams in MLS, especially in the Western. How do you feel for 2026?
Feeling great. This is an even bigger statement win than the way that they kicked off the season last year. And I think it's really important because how did the season for them finish last year? Not so hot. So they got to come in and say, hold on. That wasn't a one-off thing. Yeah. We're here to stay. We're here to be a household name in the MLS. And so far, they're doing great. As for Lozano, it's a shame how things turned out. I think there was really high hopes. Maybe that contributed a little bit to it. Dreyer maybe taking a bit of the spotlight. But nonetheless, happy for San Diego. We need a little bit more rivalry here in Southern California.
California teams are heating up. Now let's talk about, for me, the most important matches that happened that weekend. And the first one is the black and gold, my friends.
Ve nada más que porte, hermano.
That has shown trapear with the champion.
Esa cara de tristeza.
Look at that sadness in his face because the reality is that LAFC is just too much, my friends. Buanga is unstoppable. Sonny is just too intelligent. Martinez is ready to finish the combination. And let's talk about the newfound leadership of Tafari in the back. Chiva, you and I, we were there at the heart of the 32-52. We celebrated together. What are your feelings for the black and gold this season?
I mean, first of all, the atmosphere, right? I mean, 75,000 fans at the Coliseum. To not only see Messi, obviously a lot of people want to see Messi, but also Sonny and LA, see the black and gold. I think I love the different style of football that we're playing.
Now, let's go to the opposite side of this town. Nick, what happened with Galaxy this weekend?
No hablo inglés. You guys watched Waterboy, right?
Sí.
Rob Schneider's character at one point looks at the camera and goes, "Oh no, we suck again." I'm pretty sure that's kind of what most LA Galaxy fans are feeling right now. It's like a new season, but it's sort of like the same nightmare. So far, like Chiva just said about LAFC, it's just been a game, so we're not freaking out too much, but there's just still this feeling of being lost. They're not playing with heart. They're not playing with conviction. I understand we got new players. That's good. That's good for us. And we're still trying to figure things out. But for now, we're a little bit lost. We're like kids wandering out on the field. But if your opening day was amazing, my opening day for Galaxy, I went to the match. I went to go see things in person. Went a little bit different. Check it out.
Amigos, empieza nuestra aventura. That's right. MLS is back, and we are right here on the Expo in Los Angeles. We're heading to downtown. We're gonna go watch LAFC.
All right, so yesterday that was Marcelino heading to LAFC's opening match. Of course, it's LAFC, so we got to take the train to the stadium. Today is the LA Galaxy season opener. Let's check out how we're gonna get there, because obviously the Galaxy play in another galaxy. So Google is saying about an hour and 45 minutes. We walk half an hour. We get on the Expo line train, get off, walk again, get on another train, get off that, then take a bus once we're in San Pedro, and then walk again. Not happening. Car it is. I'm gonna take the train, yeah, because I'm an LAFC fan. Yeah, LAFC is so accessible. Yeah, just one train ride away to the stadium. So when I was little, the LA Galaxy played at the Rose Bowl. And yes, Pasadena, that's still far, but the Rose Bowl's iconic at least. They hosted the World Cup Finals in 1994 at the Rose Bowl. The Olympics were at the Rose Bowl. It's UCLA's home stadium. And then in 2003, the Galaxy moved. They moved to Carson. It is deep in the South Bay. So for fans on the West Side, in the Valley, in Hollywood, in East LA, getting to a match is a logistic nightmare. You're talking 60 to 90 minutes in traffic each way. And this geographic problem is hurting the club big time. For example, when LAFC entered the league in 2014, they secured the BMO Stadium, which is just minutes from downtown. It's awesome. And that allows LAFC to sort of position itself embedded within the city's fabric in a way that the Galaxy out of Carson simply cannot do. The Galaxy helped build the modern MLS with a record-breaking 6 MLS Cups, Beckham to Ibrahimovic, Robbie Keane, Gerrard, Kobe Jones, Alexi Lalas, Chicharito, Landon Donovan. But the geography thing's killing us because geography is branding, and branding shapes vibes. So for now, Galaxy may have the history, but LAFC have the address. So the Galaxy not being terrible this year like they were last season essentially hinges on 2 key signings that we've made. The first is our new striker, João Klaus from Brazil. He's 6'1", he's tall. He might be the force we needed up front. João Klaus took Ricky Puig's DP spot after he got re-injured. We Galaxy fans are hoping he'll plug in beautifully with Peck and Paintsel up front. And then there's Glesnes, who we signed in the back from Philadelphia Union. Not as flashy of a signing, but probably more important. If him, as well as Justin Hawk, who we picked up from NYCFC, can hold things down in the back, that'll allow Paintsel, Peck to not have to be running back and focus on our attack. Ever since we moved to this stadium, I've always loved getting these cheap tickets here up on the grass. They're like $20, and you could just kind of chill out here like you're watching a game at the park. We drew. Could have been worse. So far, we're already looking far better than last season. Are we contenders to win the cup with these new signings? Probably not. Are we going to be as bad as we were last year? Probably not. And I feel good about that. All right, guys, that's it from me, Nik Z, down in beautiful Carson. I'm going to head back to Los Angeles. See you next time.
There you have it, my friends. Nik, what an experience.
You could say that. It is what it is. Could be worse. That should be our motto, our team motto. Could be worse.
I mean, there's highlights. I think Klaus might develop into a very dangerous player for Galaxy.
I think so.
And I don't know what else. But
yeah. No, Glesnes in the back is more important.
Well, my friends, we have to go on a break. Don't go anywhere. When we come back, Liga MX Femenil, NWSL y la rasurada del Brujo Crespo. This is LatiNation Football Club. We'll be right back.
Michigan at a 57% chance right now, followed by Arizona, Duke, and Houston. Here's the interesting caveat, Joe, for Michigan, who's the favorite right now. On February the 8th at 5 a.m., they were trading at 40%. Today, 57%. People like themselves some Michigan here.
Well, Donnie, exactly, because Michigan, it just vaulted themselves to #1 in the AP poll.
Prediction Markets Edge. Only on SportsGrid.
How much do you think tanking is hurting the NBA right now, too? And what we're seeing, like we saw with that Jazz and Orlando game a week ago, how much do you think that's hurting the game?
I can't wait until professional sports in the United States adopts a European model, especially like a Premier League model, and they start doing relegation. The day you start doing relegation, everything changes. Everything will change.
Outspoken with Dan Cilio. Only on SportsGrid.
I have my own account. I don't need to have any. He didn't say any of that. So I'm of the belief that if someone accuses you of something and you don't deny it, there's a reason you didn't deny it. Because you kind of feel like they got me. And yes, I'm not going to tell you I did it, but I did it. Yeah. Don't you think so?
The Craig Carton Show. Only on SportsGrid.
Yeah, and with the Clippers, Craig, it feels like Kawhi is on an island. We saw him ball out in the All-Star game the other day. Kawhi was very impressive, and he's had a fantastic season. I think when you look at the Clippers, if the Clippers' record was better, but he's still James Harden, you would be talking about Kawhi as an MVP candidate. He's been one of the best players in the league in terms of how he's been playing. He's been fantastic.
Newswire. Only on SportsGrid.
And we are back, my friends. This is LatiNation Football Club, and it is time to talk about
La Gloriosa Liga MX.
That is right, my friends. The tournament is heating up. It's coming to one of the most important parts, which is el mero medio, canijos.
Right.
And I'm happy to report that there's only two teams undefeated in this tournament, and one of them is Azul y Oro. That is right, Pumitas, third place on the table, playing acceptable. I'm not gonna, start celebrating too early, but Pumas is getting results, defining a style of play, and Efraín Ancelotti Juárez is is showing out that they can build teams from the ground up with the Pumas philosophy. The other, Los Choriceros, current champions, they're also undefeated. But let's start at the top, because someone here is...
Do we have to talk about it?
We have to talk about it, unfortunately. Chiva, please, who is el superlíder en la Liga MX?
Por supuesto que las gloriosas Chivas Rayadas del Guadalajara. Even though we have our first defeat, we're still in first place.
Cruz Azul playing really well. Chivas didn't look like the team that they were the last 4 games.
Vimos un partido diferente, Marcelino, because Chivas had the more opportunities in that game. Chivas dominated. Well, when you don't score the goals, they're going to lose the game. They had really good chances. Camberos had two great chances. Piojo Alvarado had 2 great chances. Unfortunately for Chivas, this time they weren't able to score those goals, and they lost the game versus Cruz Azul that plays a really, really style of football.
Yeah.
They've been doing that for the past 4 seasons. No excuses. I think ganó el que merecía ganar, but Chivas there played really good, and that's why I'm excited about as a Chivas fan. That it's not just coincidence, all these results. The fact that we had 6 players starting for the selección last match, it tells you how Chivas is doing right now.
That is right. I mean, Cruz Azul second place, a very powerful team. Pumas in third, and another team, Chiva, that actually was able to put the goals in was America. Nik, 4 goals after a pretty crappy run from America.
It was not a good start to the season, but same thing kind of happened last season too, or sorry, 24-25 season for America. They went on to win it. So it can happen. We don't expect it from it's Liga MX. Anything can happen, right? It's turbulent, it's roller coaster, it's ups and downs, but that's why we love it. But it does seem like this was a real statement win against Puebla 4-0. I think they really needed that to kind of show, who they are and remind the world who America is. And
Puebla is not a
The funny part is that when Chivas beats all these teams, it's like, it's just Pueblitas. But when America beats the Puebla, it's a statement they can come back. Well, anyway, I just wanted to mention
I would say, though, just because we're already talking about it, if we're talking about like the middle of the table here is where America's sitting 7th or 8th. Don't quote me on that. Tigres is right there as well. Yep. Another team that sort of was doing really hot and then has sort of had this like rocky start.
Yeah.
But I think it's going to be a really interesting upcoming match between America and Tigres. That's one that I'm definitely looking forward to.
I think that is a new clásico in Liga MX. It's a game that shows two of the juggernauts of the Liga MX in budget, in the size of the organization, on the level of players that have wear those jerseys. I think it's going to be a great game, and it might be deciding which of these two teams actually improve their standings and move up.
Do we have predictions?
Predictions, Tigres. Tigres,
But before predictions, a ver, Alex, platícanos, let us know a little bit. What happened to Tigres, hermano? Nahuel, ¿qué haces, papá? What are you doing? Like,
I think he thought he was playing in Miami.
No, I saw
that
double.
He was a Miami player. Buanga was coming.
In that Miami game, I was getting flashbacks to that Tigres game because, Guzman, of course, getting scored by almost the halfway line in that game. It was insane comeback.
Qué golazo. Tremendo.
No, I have to give it to them. That game, they had scored in the first half against Tigres, and then it was, offsides. No, it wasn't offsides, my bad. It was a foul. So it gets disallowed, but then, they end up coming back, and it's a bad look for Tigres. They lost their last 2 games. And I don't know how it's going to be in this next game against America.
Now we have Juárez, the other LatiNation football team that is doing really, really bad.
it's struggling as well.
Struggling. They've lost game after game.
4 losses
Pedro
in the last
Caixinha
5
came
games.
as a beacon of hope to say, like, we're going to solidify what we accomplished last tournament, making to the playoffs.
I think Juárez is going to do better. Again, it's La Liga MX. They win 3-4 games in a row. They go
Back
to
in
the top
the-
8.
yeah.
Let's not forget that this season is not going to be play-in. The first 8 teams are going to qualify to the Liguilla, and that's how it's going to be.
No trickery, no buffer, no handicap, my friend. Now, let's talk about predictions, my friend. The upcoming games are going to be tough. And one of the biggest ones is the Chivas versus Toluca. A quintessential game for the aspirations of Chivas to be considered truly the best team on the tournament. You just got to defeat the champion like LAFC did. Do you think it's going to happen?
Ya lo hizo el LAFC, las Chivas, of course. It's going to be a crazy match. I'm looking forward to it. Toluca is playing, I think, has been very consistent.
Yep.
He's back-to-back champion. They're back-to-back champions. They're undefeated. But Chivas is also playing some nice type of soccer. I think Chivas is going to struggle, but I want to say a 2-1 victory for Guadalajara.
That's a great prediction, Chivas. Now, Nick,
Yeah.
break it down for us. America versus Tigre. What is the prediction?
I'm going to go with America. America lost the Clásico against Guadalajara. They needed, a statement. They came back, they beat Puebla. I think that's lifted their morale, and I think they're slowly starting to turn that ship around as we edge to the the middle of the season. So I'm putting my money on America.
Juárez and Atlas, we already talked about it. What is your prediction?
I'm gonna go against Luis on this one and go with Juárez. I'm not gonna bet my beard again. It's already gonna be gone by then. I'm not gonna bet an eyebrow or nothing like that. But I'll go with Juárez.
Juárez. Hopefully Juárez finds again the 3 points at home. Now León contra Necaxa. Juego de media tabla. I'm gonna go with Necaxa. They're in the front foot right now. I feel like they have a better chance. Cholos contra Pumas, señores.
Ooh la la.
This is, for me, easy peasy game. Pumas should win this game.
Are you sure?
Is not Cholos.
En Tijuana?
Right here, I'm
Sure?
saying it. Come close to me, my friend. I am saying it. Pumas gana este partido. They're gonna go, and they're not gonna go to the Hong Kong.
Wait, are you ready to shave the beard?
I'm ready to bet my beard over
first.
this. No. Jokes aside, Pumas, I feel like right now they have refocused their season.
Yeah.
They are out of the Conca Champions. This allows them to focus on one tournament only, and I think that's going to be quintessential for their aspirations. A ver si ya por fin llegamos Una final.
Ya, hombre, ya.
Well, and with that, my friends, we have to go on a break. Don't go anywhere. When we come back, más fútbol aquí en LatiNation Football Club.
How much do you think tanking is hurting the NBA right now, too? And what we're seeing, like we saw with that Jazz and Orlando game a week ago, how much do you think that's hurting the game?
I can't wait until professional sports in the United States adopts a European model, especially like a Premier League model, and they start doing relegation. The day you start doing relegation, everything changes. Everything will change.
Outspoken with Dan Cilio, only on SportsGrid.
Well, I ended up adding this since our show started here, Rohit, but his points prop tonight at 20.5 is the same number from the Iowa State game. That's a bit of a mistake, right? When we consider the gap in opponents here. I think Peterson specifically steps up. He needs to. I think he kind of owes this team a great performance.
Game time decisions, only on SportsGrid.
Class is in session. Today, let's talk about the teaser. A teaser is a multi-leg bet where you shift the point spread in your favor. You get better numbers, but every selection has to win. It doesn't matter what you bet if you don't have the insights. Tune into SportsGrid and get ahead of the class.
I know that Florida lost at home to Auburn, and it's a real thing that happened. So you can't strike it from the record. But if you did, I think Florida's looked like the best team in college basketball for about 2 months. And I think there are a bunch of results that suggest that.
College basketball today, only on SportsGrid.
Ya estamos de regreso, my friends. This is LatiNation Football Club y no podíamos dejar de hablar de la Champions, the best club tournament in the world, and it did not disappoint, my friends. We had a great second leg for the playoffs. Let's break it down. First, el Atlético de Madrid with a convincing 4-1 result over Club Brugge, sealing their, pass to the next round with a definitive 7-4 aggregate, my friend.
It's about time they start getting good because last season they were not, losing to PSG in the Club World Cup games, they was just not looking good.
They've been getting good. They just beat Barcelona 4-0 not too long ago.
They're in a run. But here's the thing with Atletico, it's always the same. They have a great result, and then they go back, they lose to the worst team in the league. They come to champions, they put 4 goals on Bruges, which is a really good team, and now we wait to see what is going to happen. I was reading Diego Simeone, the highest paid manager in the world, has only brought 2 silverwares to Atletico in over a decade.
Wow.
He's always been there in the conversation, always a top 5 team, always there in Champions League, but nothing to show for
Never enough.
my friends. Another game, my friend, that you are connected to is the Karabakh. The Karabakh team, the farthest east in the competition.
Yeah.
And they had a little bit of a hope, but it was not.
Don't quote me on this geographically. I think the Kazakh team might have even been further east. I'm not sure, though. We were all hoping for the underdog story. We still got that with Bodo Glimt. They're still in this. But Karabakh FK, aside from Glimt, they were like the final underdogs. They just couldn't edge over Newcastle. Newcastle is a squad that I feel like, and let's be honest, this is like the English Premier League over here. The Champions League needs to be like called the English Premier League number 2 because right now they're absolutely dominating. If Newcastle makes it, which they will, I think we're going to have like 6 or 7 EPL teams. Newcastle, dark horse in this.
I think so.
Maybe not in the domestic league,
9
not in the
goals?
actual EPL, but Newcastle is going to do very well in this tournament after what I saw.
Teams like Arsenal doing really good in this tournament. So.
Waiting. Tomorrow, this is being recorded on Thursday, so we don't know the final bracket for the round of 16. That will be decided by a draw. But we had other great results that we're going to break down. One of them, Bodo Glimt, the surprise, the Arctic Circle representative.
Literally.
Showing that there's no small team. They have put down your Arsenal. They have put down Inter in such a fashion. It was incredible to see this small team dismantle one of the best teams of the competition. Runner-ups from last season. Yep. Bodo Glimt, for me,
against my
is
Barcelona,
the best hedge that you can put in this economy, my friend. Put some money behind Bodo Glimt because they will continue to break down giants.
They're kind of like the Chivas of Norway because, like, I think 5 or 6 starters on the Norwegian national team, of course, not Holland, but other players are all from Bodo Glimt. So Bodo Glimt, they're not even first in
Nik
the
Z
domestic.
breaking down the European knowledge like that. That's what we do. Leverkusen and Olympiacos, they had a boring 0-0, but Leverkusen advances. Another German team that they're always in the competition. Chicharito jugaba ahí. Sí. A great team. Y luego, pues, no queda de otra. We have to talk about Real Madrid. Controversial series. At the end, no more controversy other than Vini dancing there, celebrating once more time. Expected for Real Madrid to advance.
I mean, the check went through, as we've been saying these past few weeks. I'm glad, Chiva, I'm glad you talked to the refs and everything. Your check went through. I mean, it's great. We love it for you.
Yeah, especially, yeah, of course. Hey, without Kylian Mbappe, struggling at the beginning, Benfica looked very offensive. I mean, it's Mourinho. Yeah. We all know that the teams of Mourinho, they're always going to be aggressive. They're always going to believe in themselves. And Benfica were there for a little bit. I think Madrid struggled big time. Without Kylian Mbappe and about Vinicius celebrating the goal, it's football.
It is what you do. It is what you do. Celebrar. Hay que echar fiesta. We have the whole familia right here. All of LatiNation is witnessing. This is an important moment, a historical moment in the show where Alex decided to honor his commitments and he's going to get his beer shaped. Chiva, haznos los honores, por favor.
Ay, mi niño, cómo lo quiero. No se me mueva, por favor. A ver.
Bigotito. Now, do you have anything to say about your affiliation, your fandom? Does this change who you root for this season, Alex?
You know, I was going for Miami because of Los Argentinos, but they let me down. I've always been an LA fan, but now I think I have to go all in and just go for LAFC.
Oh!
Esto nunca pasa, pero...
Mira.
So, métanse.
There we go. Alex Crespo. Now, please, this is LatiNation Football Club, my friends. Thank you for being here every Friday. We deliver best entertainment, best football, and the big family that is here. Thank you. We'll see you next week. Woo!
I know that Florida lost at home to Auburn, and it's a real thing that happened. So you can't strike it from the record. But if you did, I think Florida's looked like the best team in college basketball for about 2 months. And I think there are a bunch of results that suggest that.
College basketball today, only on SportsGrid.
Class is in session. Today, let's talk about the teaser. A teaser is a multi-leg bet where you shift the point spread in your favor. You get better numbers, but every selection has to win. It doesn't matter what you bet if you don't have the insights. Tune into SportsGrid and get ahead of the class.
How much do you think tanking is hurting the NBA right now, too? And what we're seeing, like we saw with that Jazz and Orlando game a week ago, how much do you think that's hurting the game?
I can't wait until professional sports in the United States adopts a European model, especially like a Premier League model, and they start doing relegation. The day you start doing relegation, everything changes. Everything will change.
Outspoken with Dan Cilio, only on SportsGrid.
Michigan at a 57% chance right now, followed by Arizona, Duke, and Houston. Here's the interesting caveat, Joe, for Michigan, who's the favorite right now. On February the 8th at 5 a.m., they were trading at 40%. Today, 57%. People like themselves some Michigan here.
Well, Donnie, exactly, because Michigan, it just vaulted themselves the number one in the AP poll.
Prediction Markets Edge. Only on SportsGrid.